I have a feeling our next guest walked way more than 500 miles. When you're bored, some people, take up baking. Others sign up for dance classes. Our next guest decided to walk the length of every single street in our fair city and blogged about it. Phyllis Rudin joins us, an author who walked every single street in Montreal. Phyllis, are you walking right now?
No, I'm home right now.
Okay, delightful. I don't want to catch you in a moment where you've got to dodge cars and other things. Phyllis, I love this story. Tell me why, when, and why did you start walking every single street in the city?
Well, I saw a Facebook post about this fellow in New York City who walked every street in all the boroughs. It was 120,000 blocks, 6,000 miles. And I thought, I could do that. So 5 years ago, I started doing it.
So, Phyllis, a lot of people probably saw that Facebook post and said, wow, that, I could do that, and then they never did it, right?
Yeah, they were probably smart.
So what kind of preparation did you do? Or was it just like, okay, you just left your house and said, I'm going to start? What was the prep to walk every street?
I bought a map, a physical map. It's so embarrassing now to talk about it, but I didn't have a Fitbit or anything. I just went out and bought a map. Oh, and a marker. I bought a purple marker. And every time I walked a street, I marked it off. That was my preparation.
Well, you know what? I think that's the way to do it. I don't think you could have done it with a smartphone and all of those the things there. Your blog is called Purple Roads for Purple Roads à Montréal for
Right.
that very reason. That purple highlighter. How many highlighters did you end up having to buy for your map?
I only had to go through one highlighter, but many pairs of shoes.
Oh, really? It was the shoes, eh?
Yeah, the shoes were expensive and wore out quickly, more quickly than I thought.
Now, do you have the numbers, about how many blocks are in Montreal, the number of kilometers or miles that you had to walk?
No, I don't have anything, and now I regret it. I wish I had done it more technologically savvy than I did. But no, I don't have any numbers. So I can only say I did every street on my map. Whatever that amounts to, I have no idea. And it took me longer than I thought. 5 years, the pandemic kind of cut into it.
Yeah.
I thought it would maybe take me 3, but I did it.
Okay, so after the 5 years, we're with Phyllis Rudin, author, walked every street in Montreal. After the 5 years, after the journey, Phyllis, what did you take away? Like, what was the most interesting street that you walked?
Oh, it has to be also the shortest one. Rue de Mers. It's in the Plateau. It has a windmill. It was the only windmill I saw in all my walking. It has a wishing well, a punch bowl, fountain. It's definitely the best street, and you can walk through it in about a minute.
Oh,
one end to the other.
How did you tackle it on like a day where you said, okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to walk? Like, how did you get there? Like, were you taking public transit to get to a location, then start? Because it's one thing to walk in your neighborhood; it's another thing to do the entire island.
I would take the bus or the metro. I don't drive, so I use public transit to get to my starting point, which was good because then you don't have to start and stop at the same place. And I had a little list in my pocket, and I covered those streets and took the bus home.
What did you learn about Montreal through your walking?
Well, I was very happy to see that I wasn't afraid, wasn't dangerous. I walked all over town, if you don't count the time I got hit by a car. But other than that, Montreal's a very pedestrian-friendly city, and so beautiful. And you're so tempted to stay in your own little corner of the city all the time. But this really opened me up. I feel like I know the city in a way that I never did, and I recommend it if people want to try it.
Phyllis, beep, 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 back it up here. You got hit by a car. I mean, I guess statistically it was bound to happen almost. So what happened there?
Well, I don't know. Since I got knocked out, I got hit by it was a truck, actually, I've learned later. And, it happened just a couple blocks from my house. I don't know quite what happened. But that was the most dangerous thing that happened to me.
Okay, so when that happens, you get hit by a truck.
Yeah.
And you're telling your friends and your family, I'm walking every single street in Montreal. Do your friends and family say, Phyllis, enough's enough. Just stop walking all the streets. Did you think to yourself, maybe I should stop this after you get hit by a truck?
No, I couldn't wait to get back to it.
Wow.
So, no, that was, it could happen to anybody, anywhere. I wouldn't let that stop me.
Phyllis, I asked what you learned about Montreal, but now I'll ask, what did you learn about yourself in the 5-year process?
Well, I learned that I'm the kind of person who doesn't like loose ends. It drove me crazy when I had little streets to finish off that were miles and miles away and only had, they would take me like 2 seconds to finish, but I had to finish. I had to get every street filled in. So it's sort of like, knitting the last few stitches on a sweater. You have to finish.
Phyllis, I know you did the blog. purpleroads.weebly.com is where you can find the blog.
Right.
But how is this going to enter? You're an author. You write books. So has this journey, walking all the roads, has this already come into maybe an idea for another book or already in your work?
It hasn't given me an idea for a new book, but I will say while I'm out walking, I often turn a phrase that I'm having trouble with will come to me. It's a good time for sort of ruminating when I'm walking along. I don't have any earbuds in or anything. I just sort of walk and noodle out, and if I have an idea, I write it down in a little notebook. But no, I'm not going to write a book about it, I don't think.
Did you plan your lunch hour or dinner hour perambulations to coincide with great food streets in the city? How much eating did you do while walking?
Oh, I did a lot of eating. I gained weight on this whole thing. I can't quite figure that out. But I would just find a place, as I was walking along and try it out. So, I put on weight. That shouldn't have happened, but
well, I guess there was a lot of great food to eat, whether it's the bagels or anything else in the city. Phyllis, is there any part of town that you could do without if you had to do it all over again?
Well, there are individual streets I could do without. There are a lot of streets, like there's one, Rue Généreux. It runs parallel to Mount Royal, and it has all the dumpsters from all the restaurants. But it was a street, and it had a name, and I had to do it. But it was my least favorite. There's no section of town that I would avoid, but there are individual streets that were ugly. What can I say?
Phyllis, maybe you must have tremendous insight here on being a pedestrian now in the city. Have you spoken to any municipal politician about being a pedestrian with all of your insights?
I haven't, no. It's been a very personal, interior kind of project, no.